Droogie Woogie, aka Christina, and I'm introducing the Polar Express read out loud by the adoring and lovely BBS members from Red Hot Chili Peppers BBS. I've never actually seen the Polar Express personally, or seen the movie, or read the book, but my class, I remember we did a play on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the only time I ever really saw Polar Express was these little kids that did it, and it was magical, and it was whimsical, and colorful, and clever, and I'm sure that's how this reading is going to be. And whenever I think of Christmas, I think of Victorian Regency Christmassy with snow and carolers and music and loveliness and fur coats and everything. Or the Christmases in Europe or the States and Virginia in the snow, and Christmases in Virginia with my family members and playing and wrapping up presents and going shopping, which is odd because everybody seems to hate Christmas shopping. But I always loved it, man, picking out things for everybody and hearing the music and the carolers in the mall. But I guess one thing I love to do is to listen to the Nutcracker, and when I was a little kid we saw that, and that was always Christmas for me. I don't know if that was Christmas for everybody else, but before I digress and everything, I hope everybody has fun listening to this video and watching it and having all the Christmassy elegance and fineness, and Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
On Christmas Eve many years ago, I lay quietly on my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had told me, but I knew that he was wrong.
Late at night, I did hear the sound. Without the ringing of bells, inside came the sound of business. I looked from the window and I saw a train standing perfectly circling around my house.
It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest and looked at my window. I put on my slippers and robe and tiptoed downstairs and out of the door.
"All aboard!" the conductor cried out. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course," was his answer. "This is the Polar Express. Duh." I took his outstretched hand and he pulled me aboard.
The train was filled with children, all in their pyjamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nugget centers as white as snow.
We drank hot cocoa, as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northwest.
Soon there were no lights to be seen. We traveled through the cold, dark forest where lean wolves and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness.
The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. "There," said the conductor, "is the North Pole."
The North Pole. The was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. First, we saw no elves.
The cavern in the centre of the city! The conductor told us. That is where Santa would give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift? Will asked. The conductor answered, he will choose one of you.
Look, shouted one of the children. The elves! Outside we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the centre of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl so crowded with the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor led us outside. Merry Christmas.
We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and they paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly.
He marched over to us, pointing to me, said, let's have this fellow here. He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and asked, now what would you like for Christmas?
I can have any gift I can imagine. But the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh.
When I asked, Santa smiled. He then gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from the reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and called out, the first gift of Christmas.
The clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh.
Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled above us and disappeared into the dark polar sky.
As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. Well, did.
I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. Let's hurry outside and look for it, one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home.
It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood in the doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him.
What? I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. Merry Christmas!
His mouth.
Say Merry Christmas.
Cut his hands and tap his mouth.
Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
He shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away.
On Christmas morning, my little sister and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Merry Christmas. Go Huskers, yay.
Inside was the silver bell. There was a note. Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound.
At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still sings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. This is Anita wishing everyone on the BBS a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi guys, I'm Diogenes, member of the Red Hot Chili Peppers message board since 2003. All of you guys know me as Gio. And actually I describe myself for being a great fan of the band during those years, and I still post there, not because I'm a great fan, because I found out there are some other bands much better than the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Actually, I could nominate Press Gang, Factotum, and some others bands, for example. They are much better than Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I keep posting there because I made friends over there, and throughout these years, and moreover, as a non-English speaker, I can improve a lot my reading English and so on. But mostly because the friends I made over there. So I won't make it longer, and I won't make this message boring. I would like to wish all of you, my friends, a great magic Christmas and a wonderful 2009. And just to finish it, there is a quote I love so much and I would like to share with you. It is taken from the Little Prince book, and it says: "Você é eternamente responsável por aquilo que cativas." And it means you become responsible forever for what have you tamed. And that's it. Merry Christmas, Feliz Natal, and Happy New Year, Feliz Ano Novo. Bye.
Butterfly! I knew I could have any gift I can imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's sleigh.
I knew I could give any gift I could imagine. Take two. I knew I could give any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa Claus' bag. Oh, God.
Jane was filled with children.
Come on!
It's gone off the screen?
What's happening?
I think I can remember it. Train was filled. Let's reset. It's restarting.
Train was filled with children.
All in their pajamas.
And
No, it's right there.
Yeah, but you can't remember.
All in their pajamas and nightgowns. They loved Santa more than Santa loved himself.
I knew I could give any gift. Take two. I knew I could give any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Wow, baby. I knew I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most. Right, try again. You ready? 1, 2, 3, go! I knew I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Science's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was that silver bell from Santa's sleigh.
There's nowhere no more life to be seen. We traveled through the cold, dark forest where
As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached in my pocket to